Hello, hello, hello. It is Wednesday. Happy Wednesday, guys. I hope you're having a good week. This is Lucy Kelleher here in San Diego, California, having another beautiful day. Not as hot as it's been on other days, which has been awesome. I hope you are staying healthy and cool or warm, depending on where you're at, and dry. Let me know below, comment below where you're watching from, and it doesn't even have to be your state. It could be, where are you? Are you in your living room? Are you in the backyard? Are you outside? Let me know where you're watching from. Today, we're going to do another card from the Summer Vibes card making kit. Excuse me, which is this kit here. Yesterday, or the other day, with Craft With episode number, I believe it was 17 or 16, we did the Stay Cool card, which was so stinking cute. In the Summer Vibes card making workshop kit, you have enough supplies in here to make 16 cards, 4 each, 4 designs. How exciting. You're going to learn how to use watercolor. You're going to learn how to do some random stamping and second generation stamping in here. And what's so great about this kit is not only do you get, if I can find it here, I had all my supplies here and now they're not here. So not only do you get an exclusive, here it is, stamp set and thin cut set, and by exclusive, that means you can only get it with this kit, this adorable Summer Vibes card making kit, a ice cream cone, popsicle, a different type of cone, it's like a snow cone, watermelon, Stay Cool. All you need is love and sprinkles, treat yourself, and then sprinkles. So you get the thin cut set, which you could use with any die cut machine. You get this very cute stamp set. And what's really neat about this is every single image on this, except for the sprinkles, because you don't need it, there is a thin cut for it, so you don't have to do any fussy cutting. Love this set. We've been having so much fun making these cards. So what's great also about this kit is that you have your consumables, as I said the other day, meaning things that you're going to use up, but then you're going to have things you're going to keep and be able to use in the future. One of those is this bag of acrylic hearts. As you can see, there's a bunch in here. I've already separated out for all the cards that I'm making in this kit, which are 16, all the hearts for those kits. So these are the extras. So imagine what fun you'll have making other projects. And again, you get the stamp set and thin cut where you can use this on all kinds of other projects. So we're going to go ahead and get started, and we're going to make card number 2. Remember, with our workshop kits, you get this great set of instructions that not only shows pictures of the project, it tells you any additional supplies you might need. And in this case, you need a black pad. I'm going to be using intense black ink because we're going to be watercoloring. If you would like to know the difference between a solvent-based permanent ink versus a water-based versus pigment, comment inks below, and I'll shoot you a cute little tip sheet that just tells you all the different meanings of the different kinds of ink pads. So we're going to use an intense black. We're also going to use Smoothie because Smoothie is one of the coordinating colors for this kit. I also added a clear shimmer brush to it because I love to add sparkle. The instructions will show you not only what to cut for each page, so that way you've got extra paper here you can use for other projects, but then it shows you how to put it together. So we're going to do card number 2. What's also great about having these set of instructions is if you like the design of the card, you can use other paper and other stamp sets for it. And that kind of takes out the, you know, that I don't know what to do kind of factor when you're starting to create cards. It's a nice starting point for you as well. So we're going to go ahead and do card 2, which is this one here. It's cutie here that says all you need is love and sprinkles. And you can see, if you can see right here, if I bring it closer, I don't know if you can see glitter or shimmer there. If you do see any shimmer, please say shimmer below if you can, so I can kind of see what's going on. All right, so we're going to get started here. I have my kit already cut out. I'm going to take it here out of my packaging and the envelope. So the first thing we're going to do is take the Smoothie cardstock, which is this one here. And our cardstock is two-toned. What that means is you have a dark side and a light side. So it's almost like getting a double pack of cardstock when you buy it. We are going to stamp on the dark side of the cardstock. We're going to do tone on tone. Oops, hopefully you can't hear that. That's my phone ringing. we're going to do tone on tone, meaning smoothie cardstock, smoothie ink. So just like we did yesterday's card, I'm going to take my stamp, but this time, instead of stamping on and off, I'm actually going to stamp directly on the paper. And we're just going to random stamp, and so basically what it's going to do is just create a pattern on what was a plain piece of cardstock, just to give it a little something. And what's nice, because our stamps are clear and our blocks are clear, it makes it really easy to stamp right next to each other. And what's also nice about it is this is such a simple pattern that it really kind of doesn't matter, quite frankly, how you stamp it. So I'm going to go ahead and clean this off really quick. I usually do that off camera. So these are our stamp chamois. And what's really great is you just keep them wet. I keep it in a bowl. And you use it to clean off your stamp while you're using it. Or right after you're done using it, not while you're using it. All right, so it took care of that. So that was one thing we stamped. The next thing I need to stamp are my cones. And in this card, we have 3 different ones. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my foam pad that came with my stamp set. Let me move this up just a little bit. Put my cones on top of it. Right, and I've talked about this in prior episodes. The reason you normally want to do this, especially if the image is a little bigger or has a little more to the image, right? You want to make sure that it's a very flat surface so that you get the entire stamp on there evenly. And even though we're on a desk and I've got my Versamat here, which I love creating on top of because it's got the grid lines, a lot of times I'll add the foam pad underneath my papers to make sure I get a good crisp image. So I'm going to go ahead and use our intense black ink up my image. So I have a question for you. So we're making cones here. Snow cone or ice cream cone? What's your favorite? Why don't you go ahead and comment below and let me know what it is that you like. Snow cone or ice cream cone? For me, it depends on the day and the flavors that are available, right? So I'm going to go ahead and just as carefully as I can, since the camera's right there, I can't put my head in between you and the camera. So I'm going to go ahead and just stamp like that. Look at that. Come back here, ink it up again, making sure sometimes, you know, it's like right here. I don't know if you can tell, I didn't get as much on there because I didn't get the ink on because I was too busy talking to you. So what I'm going to do is when I ink it, sometimes you, instead of just tap, 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 I'll like twist it and then tap, 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 and then I'll just double check. And now you can see there's ink on the whole image fairly evenly. I'm going to go ahead again, if I can do this without sticking my head underneath the camera in your way, stamping straight down and then back up. Now remember, we don't want to get into the habit of rocking our stamp. In this particular case, it really wouldn't matter because I'm stamping on the foam pad, but if you were stamping on another piece of paper and you rocked, you'd get ink all around it. And my comments aren't working. I know a couple of you are watching, so I apologize that I'm not answering you if you're saying anything. So let's see here if I can get back to it where I can actually see if you're commenting. Well, I'll check the comments later. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and ink this up again. I'm going to twist, tap, 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 take another look to make sure I've got enough ink on there. And then just go ahead and put this right here, straight down, straight back up. All right, oh, that one turned out really well. Now, you're going to notice when I go to clean this stamp, there is still going to be some ink left over. And it's not actually the ink where it's going to re-ink on something else. It's just a residue that stays on the stamp, depending on the color. It happens a lot of times with reds and purples. And this, because this is an intense black ink, and it is a solvent-based permanent ink, it's going to stay on there a little bit, but it does not affect the integrity of the stamp, and your stamp is just fine. And when you re-ink it the next time, once it's cleaned and dried off, you don't even know that the black ink was there before. So I've gone ahead and I've stamped my cones. And again, I would love to know, I wish my comments were working if you said snow cone or ice cream cone. And then the next question I have for you is, what flavor do you like? So ice cream cones, I'm a big vanilla girl, but then add me some sprinkles or some chocolate on it, and I am a happy camper. So let me know below, and if you're a snow cone person, go ahead and tell me what kind or what that flavor looks like for you. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and color in with watercolors my, I guess these are snow cones, ice cream cones. And what I'm going to do is I put on top of my Versa mat, this is our all-purpose mat, and this actually comes in a really big sheet, but I cut it into fourths because it's a really big sheet. And this way I get a lot of use out of it. I can have it on different projects, and if a friend comes over to craft with me, they can have their very own, and I don't have to open up a new pack. So here's my snow cones, and what I did was, I explained this in the prior episode, with my watercolors that I have, I actually numbered them all the way across so that when I'm coloring, and if I'm making more than one project of the same thing, or if I want to replicate a color, I know what combination I used, right? So I put all of them here. So for this particular one, it looks like I used 5 and 6 together, and then I used 3 and 4. So I used 5 and 6 and then 3 and 4 to kind of get the shading in for the snow cone like it is on the card. So I'm going to go ahead, and this is one of our watercolor pencils, or watercolor brushes. I knew there was a word. So there's just a little bit of regular water in there. Squeeze out the water. So it looks like I'm going to take 5 and 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. I'm just going to, I don't know if you can see me off to the side here. Let's see if I bring it over here. I'm just going to take a little here. There we go. And a little there. And then I have, let's see, where did it go? My practice paper, just to make sure I'm not too dark. Oh, that's good. All right, and I'm just going to start brushing on. There's too much water. I just kind of go back over there, take a little more color, because this will dry pretty quickly, especially on a a hot day like this. So a little darker, just color it in. And I'm only going to do a little bit here. I'm not going to do the whole cone because I am going to then shade in some other colors to give that kind of almost like that rainbow look. All right, so nice and easy, right? I didn't used to like to watercolor, but I think like anything, you have to try it. I think I was probably afraid of it. And I didn't always like how I did it before. But I have to tell you, the more you do something like this, the more you practice it, the easier it gets to do this kind of stuff. Let's see, 3 and 4. And so I would just suggest, try it out, you know, just start playing with it and seeing if you like using it or not. And the more you use it, the more you'll like using it and the easier it'll get. All right, so we're just going to kind of go in there and then just a little bit over the edges. And, you know, I think I mentioned this the other day, but this is actually watercolor month. Did you know that there was a holiday for pretty much every day of the year? And you could actually make your own holiday and have it declared so that it's your holiday. So that's why you'll see a lot of times all these really interesting holidays that you've never heard of before. But you can actually pay and register it and have a holiday that's just your very own. So here I'm going to blend this a little bit more, right, with some water there, and then do the same thing here. So what I did, if you'll notice, was this was, let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 together. Then I took a little bit of 5 on its own right here. Right, I'll make this a little darker. And then I took 3 and 4 to get the yellow in. You could do the same thing with watercolor pencils and then just use a little bit of a water brush to do the blending for you. So boom, how quick and easy was that? So I've got that done. I'm going to set these aside over here. And then what's nice about my all-purpose mat is it can get wet, it can get adhesive on it. It doesn't matter. I wipe it clean and I'm ready to go. Whereas, if, as you can see, maybe you can't see, but right here I've got some shimmer brush here and a little bit of sticky because I forgot when I started working on a couple projects and I didn't have my all-purpose mat on top. But now it's been cleaned off. It's not sticky, but it was in the past. So I'm going to leave this out because of the glue we're going to be using. Here's my card. It's going to be a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, which is an A2 size card. And I've got all my pre-cut pieces according to the kit. This is the smoothie that we stamped earlier, that we random stamped. And all I'm going to do is line them up. So if you are wanting the instructions, I will tell you the top piece is 2 1/4 by 4. This, I believe, is peach, and it is 1/2 by 4. The smoothie is, oops, not 1/2, I'm sorry, it's 1 1/2 by 4. This is 1/2 by 4. And this bottom piece is 3/4. And this is 1/4. All right, so boom, there you go. And if you didn't get it, you know what? Just rewind when you watch it later. All right, I'm going to go ahead and put this on here. Again, our peach paper is two-toned, light and dark. We're going to use the dark again. This is, I believe it's nectarine paper, which coordinates with this paper pack as well. Again, the dark side. There's the smoothie. And then here is the pattern paper. And again, remember, our pattern paper is double-sided. So you have a choice. For this particular card, they chose the blue, and I actually like that choice. Again, your card, your kit, you do what you do, right? You do you, whatever you like, because it is yours. So let's see here. So what I do, before I started hearing, I actually line my pieces up a little bit, because you can see right now I'm a little, I don't know if you can see, let me move this up. I'm a little too low right here. So now I know to move this up a little bit, right? And just bring it up. And what you can do, if you want to make sure that it stays on there while you're adhering, you can take some washi tape, right? And so I just take a little bit of washi tape. And once I have it in the place that I want it, let's see here, make sure they all line up the way I want. Yeah, that's much better. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to tape that down like that, so that they all stay kind of where they're supposed to, right? So, and the washi tape comes right off, so, but this way, especially if you're trying to make sure that you have a, somewhat same amount of space above, below, and on the side, this is one way just to make sure that it stays that way. Okay, so I'm just gonna bring this here. Gosh, I sure wish I could see your comments to see if anybody told me what they like, whether it's candy cane, I'm sorry, snow cone, or ice cream cone. All right, I'm just using the Tombow liquid glue. And see here if it's going to come out for me today or not, because when you're live, things just don't want to work, do they? Let's see here. Also, just to let you know, next week we are going to have, or not next week, August, I'll give you the date towards the end of this, we're going to have a live event on the Close to My Heart business Facebook page, where it's a virtual event where if you sign up, say you're going, you are automatically entered into all the giveaways, and they always give away a lot of fun stuff. I mean, literally hundreds of really cool crafty products. And all you have to do is say you're going, and you are entered. Then you can watch the live and learn things. If you buy the kit, you then can make the kit right then and there as you're watching. Otherwise, you have it as a resource. Now, they will do all of them probably one after the other-ish. So when I do these separately, you can just come back here to refer and for any tips and tricks as to how to put things together. Again, you can use your own papers, because you'll have a cutting guide that you can use when you come to that. And if you don't want to buy the kit at that point, or not yet, then all you do is bring your own paper, and you'll see it's, for this particular kit, you'll see it's two different colors of cardstock, or excuse me, 3 different colors of cardstock, and then pattern paper. And so you can just follow along with your own products. Now, if you would like to get this kit, which I would love for you to get this kit, you can, I'll put the link in my notes of where to get it. And if you had a friend or two that wanted to take this class, and I know it's everything COVID right now, so it's hard for all of us to get together in person. And I know some of my customers are across the country, so even without COVID, it would be a little challenging to have an in-person class, but I do online classes. And basically, you would buy the kit, and we would set up a time. And so if you got one or two friends or more together, we could put all this together, and I would show you how to cut it, how to do the different techniques and everything, and we'd have a lot of fun. And because you set it up, you would get some hostess rewards depending on how many people decided to do the class with you. Because as we put your order in for your kits, that all counts towards what they call a party, right? We're just going to go ahead and do it online. So, oh, and by the way, so we were all challenged in the leaders group to sell Summer Vibes workshop kits. And so you'll see there's this card workshop kit that I'm doing now. And there's also a scrapbooking workshop kit that's just adorable as well. And our challenge is to sell them in groups of 8. And so what I'm going to do is for my customers, and I've already had, I think 2 were sold this week. Every time I get to 8, the 8th person will get a free extra crafty goodie from me. How fun is that? Because I just love what I do, and I love our products, and so that way I get to share a little more. Now we're going to use the Intense Black ink for the sentiment, and the sentiment we are stamping says, let's see here, all you need is love and sprinkles. Isn't that cute? Another question for you, when you do your ice cream cone, or your ice cream, do you do sprinkles? Let me know below by commenting sprinkles. If you don't do sprinkles, what do you like on your ice cream? I like chocolate chips. I like M&Ms. I don't know if you noticed, there's a chocolate theme going on here. I just like chocolate on pretty much anything. Except, if you know me, nuts. Chocolate and nuts don't go together, not in my opinion. All right, there you go. So all you need is love and sprinkles. Always, 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 when you're done stamping, close your pads. I can't tell you how many times the force of gravity, and I know it doesn't work this way, but this is what happens, will just whip something up. It'll be right here, or the card, and the card will just like magically fly into the air and land on an ink pad, right? Or you'll be holding and all of a sudden it'll drop, or someone will walk by and the paper will fly, and then all of a sudden all that hard work now has a streak on it from ink. So don't do that. Close your ink pads. All right, I'm going to take this out of the way. Now I want you to see here, I don't know if you can tell, it looks like I got some adhesive. Let's see, can you tell? There, I've got some glue right there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take our rub and remove eraser, excuse me. And I'm just going to go over the adhesive, and as you can see, it's now gone. And if you can't see, you're gonna have to trust me because it's gone. So sometimes you just get some adhesive when it's not supposed to be there. And I don't think, see, this is what I told you. Okay, so you were watching the whole time I was doing this. Did you see ink get here? No, yet somehow it did when it was open. So be careful. All right, here we go. Love and sprinkles. I'm going to use the adhesive. And I'm going to go ahead and add that to the top of the card, kind of towards the center. You know, you could even make it at a slant, at an angle, whatever works for you. With our acrylic hearts, we use glue dots to go ahead and put those on and make sure they stick. And let's see here, we have micro and we have, I guess, a regular size. I'm going to go ahead and use the micro for this. I just place it on, you can see it right there, and then I'm going to go ahead and put that right there. Then I've got a smaller one here, and also, you know, with our acrylic shapes, these are white, but you know, you can actually color them and do all kinds of fun stuff with them, so I may do a video showing you all the different things you can do with our acrylic shapes. So there's that, and here's what's happened. I don't know if you noticed, I have black ink on my finger. That's how that got on there. But we're going to cover it up with snow cones, so it'll all be good. All right, so then the next thing I'm going to do with my snow cones is I'm going to lift them up. So I'm going to use our 3D foam circles. And as I've shared with you in the past, we have circles and we also have rolls that you can cut or just tear. Sometimes, for me, it's just easier to use the circles. Sometimes it's easier to use the strips, so I just like to have them both available for when I'm crafting, and that way I can do what I want. All right, here we go. So I'm going to go ahead and peel this off in the back. And when I go to put this on my card, and again, I'm eyeballing this. I don't need it to be really perfectly spaced, but I want it right about the middle, so I'm going to put it up there first. And the reason I put this first is because if I start over here and I build out, I might be too much over. But if I put this in the middle and then I just add these, it looks like it's supposed to look, that it looks like it was very evenly placed. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and add this one here. And go ahead and add this one here. Cool. And then as you can see, look at the different shades of the snow cone, right? All done with watercolor. The last thing I'm going to do, and they don't do this in the kit, but I'm all about the glitter, is I am going to use our clear shimmer brush, squeeze a little out here, just because I want to make sure that there's no blob on the card. Ugh, there we go. And then I'm going to very lightly, because this is dried now, right? And now that it's adhered, I don't have to worry about it, because if I put the shimmer brush before I adhere it, I now have to wait. So I'm just going to go ahead and add some shimmer to the snow cone. And also, because it's clear, it'll also pick up some of the color, which is nice. And it just kind of adds a little extra something on this. Again, do you have to add the shimmer? You do not. I just like to add the shimmer. And apparently I like to add the shimmer so much, I added some right there. Just a little extra shimmery goodness. Okay. So this is card number 2 of the Summer Vibes card making kit. Card number 1 was Stay Cool. So thanks so much for watching. Really appreciate you when you stop by and you comment or you private message me about my lives. It's nice to know that someone out there is watching. Again, we have a virtual event coming up on August 11th. It is a free virtual event. It is online through the Close to My Heart Facebook business page. All you need to do is mark going and you will be automatically entered into all the free giveaways they have. And then you can watch the event for free, learn tips and tricks and techniques and all kinds of fun stuff. And like I said, since you're going to have the cutting guide for this, you can use your own papers. However, if you'd like to create what we are creating here, all the cards, then you're going to want to purchase Summer Vibes Card Making Workshop Kit. I will have a link in my notes. And remember, I've been challenged by the other leaders in the company to sell these in groups of 8. So far this week I've sold 2, so I'm looking for some more people. And if you happen to be one of the by the number 8 or the number 16 or whatever it is, you're going to go ahead. I'm going to throw in some extra crafty goodness for you. If you have a couple of friends that you think would love to create these cards, let me know. We can do an online event together, no extra fee. You just buy your kit and we will set up at a time and a place that's convenient, not a place, but a time and date that is convenient for you. It'll be recorded. So we'll have it where you can have it back to refer back to look at it. And I think that's it. It is Wednesday, July 15th. We're halfway through July, guys. Not quite sure what happened there. Thanks so much for stopping by. Comment below what you liked, what you didn't like about the video or the card. I always love hearing from you. Have a fabulous day. Thanks so much.